Good morning, everyone. Today we can discuss about Module 4, Malware. So what is a malware? Malware is otherwise known as, or it is the short form of malicious software. They are malignant software. They are installed in our computer without our consent. They are actually an unwanted software, and they are set of instructions that makes our system unprotected. Okay, they make our system do something that an attacker wants it to do. So actually it's an unwanted software. Viruses, worms, Trojan horses, bombs, logic bombs, spyware, adware, etc. are the categories of malware. Okay, so the malware is a malicious software and they are unwanted software, and they make our system unprotected, and they make our system something that an attacker wants it to do. They are installed in our system without our consent. Viruses, worms, Trojan horses, etc. are the subgroups of malware. And actually, this malware is sometimes it is good for to steal the personal information and to delete some files and to steal some software serial numbers and for using your computer as relay, etc. That is, it's good for some application like military applications. And how this malware affect our system, or the purpose of malware is to partially control the user's computer for reasons such as to subject the user to advertising and to launch denial of services and to spread spam and to track the user's activity and to commit fraud and for vandalism, etc. These are the purpose of the malware. And how this malware is affect a particular system or what to infect. And they are infected to the executable files, to the interpreted files, to the kernels, and to the services, and to the MBR, etc. They are infecting the files like executable, interpreted, then kernel, etc. So the different categories of malwares are the, one is an overwriting malware. Actually, we have an executable file. If malware is affecting an executable file, what it will happen is that the data of an executable file will be overwritten by the, or it should be modified by the malware. That is actually overwriting the malware. That is, the content of the executable file may get affected. And preventing malware, you can see there is a targeted executable file and a malware. There will be preventing the executable file, and after that it will be infected. Okay, so one is overwriting malware and another one is preventing malware. After that you have a appending malware. You have a malware and targeted executable file. It will be appended at the end of a executable file. That means they are infected. You have a cavity malware, multi-cavity malware, and packer. Cavity malware means some executable file may contain some spaces as free or empty. It will be that the free space will be affected or filled by the malware. That is actually cavity malware. Same way, multi-cavity malware means if some executable file have a large number of cavities or large number of unwanted spaces or empty spaces, and they will be filled by these malwares. So they are known as multi-cavity malware. And another one is packer. Actually, packer is we have a compressed file or packed file or packed executable file. It will be unpacked by the malware and it will be affected. So that is known as a packer malware. Okay, so these are all the categories of malware: overwriting malware, preventing malware, appending malware, cavity, multi-cavity malware, and packer. So actually malicious program, they are classified into two main groups. That is, it needs a host program or it is independent. Needs a host program means they are dependent softwares or the dependent malicious softwares. And independent means they can be independent. They do not depend on another softwares or another system. Okay, needs a host program means they include trapdoors, logic bombs, and Trojan horses and viruses. Because they need a host program means if they want to active, they need a host program. Otherwise, it is in inactive state. Okay, but if it is independent software, worms and zombies are independent software, malware software, or malicious software. They are active when they are independent also. Okay, viruses, worms, and zombies are replicate softwares. So these are the classification of malicious software. Okay, malicious software or programs can be divided into two main categories. That is, needs a host program. That means if a virus need to be active, it will be attached to a host program. Okay, same way for the Trojan horse, logic bombs, and trapdoors. But in the case of worms and zombies, they are itself independent. They are active when they are independent. And so viruses attach itself to a program, and worm propagates copies to itself to other computers. Logic bomb, actually it's a type of bomb. That means it explodes when a condition occurs and it will affect the system. Trojan horse means it's actually a fake or software, or it contains additional functionality. Backdoor or trapdoor allows unauthorized access to functionality. Zombie is actually a software on infected computers that launch attack on others. Okay, so these are all the categories of or types of malicious software or malware. Other classification is based on the attacking, that is overwriting malware, prepenting malware, appending malware, cavity and multi-cavity malware, and backup. Okay, so these are the introduction of malware. Okay, thank you.